What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Gaming with the Bros Cast, episode 117, aka Master Chief, which is kind of funny because the Halo show just came out, so we'll talk about that. Nick, did you watch it?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about it here in a second. My name is Harrison. I am joined by my brother Nick.
What's going on,
always, we're another episode in.
We're another episode in. I know, the last, 4 episodes have been pretty much exclusively Elden Ring. And boy, that is changing today because we've played other games and we're excited to talk about them.
Yes.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So there's still going to be a little bit of Elden Ring talk, but not as much as there was before because we're nearing the end of our adventure. So
yeah. Yeah, it's after about 100, almost 100 hours for me and all the achievements unlocked. Yeah, it's sad, but we'll talk about that here in a second. But Nick, before we do all that, before we talk about the Halo show, how was your week?
It was okay. I did some spring cleaning this weekend.
Nice.
We cleaned the crap out of our apartment and threw out some clothes and switched out spring clothes.
Not have like toilets and stuff. Y'all just like pooping in the apartment.
What are you talking about?
You said you were getting crap. Clean the crap out of your apartment.
Yeah, so we have this closet
I'm in middle school. I'm a middle school man. Sorry.
We have a poop closet that we go in and we just accumulate.
Nice. You too?
Yeah. Who would have thought? We did some spring cleaning, super fun, and then did my taxes.
Okay.
So this weekend was super fun.
Yeah.
Great time. I love doing taxes. It's great.
But did you have like a little mixed drink while you were doing your taxes? Like,
no, it was 10 a.m.
Okay.
So I should have.
So did you have a mixed drink when you were?
So I had a Bloody Mary while I was doing my taxes.
What was it? You've seen The League, right?
Yeah.
Where we're like, I can't remember his name, but the guy that whenever he would do his draft or whatever, or his lineup, he would call it Tinker Time. He would drink like his vodka, whatever.
Yeah, that's me once a year with taxes.
Yeah, Tinker Time.
So, super grown up weekend, but nice. It's good to have one of those.
Yeah.
But how's your week? How you doing?
It was good. We this weekend I made some ribs and like some I didn't mean for it to turn into a shrimp boil, but I really wanted some shrimp, and I went to Harris Teeter and got like a pound of like some fresh shrimp. And then I was like, you know what? I think we'll do like corn as a side. I'll put those like on the grill or something, or bake them or something like that. And then I got like some asparagus, and then I got home and I was like, well, I got potatoes. I'll throw it all in together. Not the asparagus,
like a shrimp boil.
Yeah. It's like I already had all the seasonings. I'm like, why not? So yeah, made a shrimp boil and had some ribs. It was pretty.
Did you have any sausage?
Yeah, we did. We had we had like andouille sausage. We had a lot of sausage.
What do you just got sausage on deck?
Well, see, what happens is whenever we do like a grill night or something, we'll get like the big like spicy lumberjack sausages and cook them up. But it's like always a lot, so we just end up freezing them. But we always forget that we have them, so we just end up buying more. So I had like 4 packs of sausage. I'm like, I'm throwing it all in there, man.
Yeah. So, what a lucky night. Just happened to have all the ingredients for shrimp boil.
Yeah, I looked at Brittany. I was like, you know what? I think I want to make a shrimp boil. So
you have all 4 ingredients in your hand. You know what? I think I can do something with this.
Yeah, I was like, I had a bowl. I was like, I'm golden. So yeah, did that. That was a lot of fun. Went over to Mom and Dad's and had burgers and stuff on Sunday, and then
nice.
The dreadful Sunday night back to work steez. So that's fun. But made it through Monday. So it's only uphill from here.
Yeah, it's on the up and up now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope everyone's having a great Monday. Hope everyone got through their Monday all right.
Yes.
Yeah. This week we're on the up and up.
Yeah,
they are. This one was especially rough for some reason.
Nick, let's talk about Halo. I don't know. Brittany wanted to watch it with me, so we are just gonna be watching that together. Highs and lows, right? I think I just watching like TikTok videos and other like reviews and stuff on the internet. I think people are really bashing it. I I think more than it deserves. Microsoft has already come out and said that it's not canon. There's some questionable CGI choices in the show.
Oh my god!
There's like a part where like he throws the assault rifle down, and it's just like straight CGI. I'm like, why did that need to be CGI?
He runs in CGI. Yeah, but it's weird, man.
It's so heavy that I don't know.
It's stupid.
Hopefully it gets better, but I liked it more than I disliked it. The parts where like you hear like the shield regeneration and stuff like that was genuinely pretty cool. Kind of cheesy.
The first person stuff.
I thought it was funny. I did see one TikTok comment. It was like, why do the games look better than the show in first person? It kind of reminded me of like Doom, like 2000, the movie Doom or whatever.
Yeah.
That was really bad with that first person scene. But I've seen it twice now, so I am enjoying it.
You watched it again?
I did, yes. I did.
Okay. So you probably liked it more than I did. I thought it was just so... It was so cheesy, and it definitely wasn't meant to be cheesy. It was definitely meant to be a very serious episode, but I could not disconnect this show from the Halo game series.
I think you have to. You have to.
And I think because of that, I didn't enjoy it as much. And Alicia, she liked it. She was like, "Oh, this is really cool." And when the first person, she's like nudged me on the shoulder, and she's like, "That's like the game. That's pretty cool." I was like, "Yeah, right. That should be cool." So I don't know. Like maybe it'll open up more. I liked the kind of the back half of the episode.
Yeah,
I thought that did too. Had a pretty good story to it. I think the like the relationship between Chief and Halsey. It's Halsey, right?
Halsey, yeah.
Yeah, I think that relationship is kind of weird, and I don't think it needed to escalate as much as it did. Without spoilers, I don't think it needed to escalate that much. But it was a pretty cool back half of the episode. I think just the first half was kind of cheesy.
Yeah. I hope as the show goes on, the CGI gets a little bit better, because like even the elites, they're a little like bulky looking for my liking. They almost look like Rex from Mass Effect like style of like just bulkiness. But yeah, I do agree. I think the second half, like the less actiony scenes were better than the action stuff. But I did like it for the most part. I think you have to go just detach it. I know it's hard because Halo is obviously a beloved franchise, but I think you just have to disconnect yourself from that. It's not canon. It doesn't matter. Yes, Master Chief takes his helmet off in the first episode. You just gotta get over it.
When that happened, we were like, "Oh, cool, he's taking off his helmet," and then he left it off. We were like, "Put it back on."
I wish like in the moment, like people are like, "Oh, he takes his helmet." Like in the moment, it makes sense because he's trying to gain the trust, right? But yeah, I wish he would immediately put it back on, because like I don't. It's cool that we've seen it. Weird. It's kind of like the Mandalorian. Like I don't need to see your face 24/7. Like put the helmet back on. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, it's not that there's anything wrong with his face. It's just the kind of like the juxtaposition of like his big ass suit, and then his head. It just kind of like there's just some kind of disconnect there, and is really jarring.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was cool, like seeing the other Spartans. It was cool. Like I thought the special effects when they were on Reach looked a lot better than Madrigal, I think is the planet. So
yeah,
great. I've seen it twice, so I remember. But yeah, I think those special effects looked a lot better. But it was the seriousness of it at the very end was like, it's just like, I granted it's Master Chief, but like it's just one guy in one ship. Like he can't do that much damage to you.
Yeah,
like it's not that serious, but
yeah, it kind of sucks that the opening was kind of a little bit cheesy and underwhelming, but
yeah,
the second half kind of made up for it.
I was kind of like shocked by the gore a little bit though, because like,
oh my god, yeah,
people were like losing arms and legs. I was like Halo's like I think a rated T now. Like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there was a lot of dismemberment. Cool. Like pretty much right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, really weird. Really just like straight. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect a lot of what I saw in this first episode.
Yeah. I think I'm went in with very, very low expectations, and came out pleasantly surprised. And I'm looking forward to the series as it goes on. Hopefully the effects will get better, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Let's hope.
So
that's Halo.
That is Halo. Yes. Nick, you want to talk briefly about some more Elden Ring now that we are kind of saying goodbye?
Yeah, we both wrapped up the rest of the achievements this weekend. Yep. We played through it for a third time. And did you use a different build on your third time through, or did you just stick to that?
I tried using other weapons, and I just the double Bloodhound sword is just ridiculous.
It's too good, man.
I did at the very end before I stopped playing. I did upgrade both of the Godfrey axes. Okay. And I tried those, and those are pretty powerful. So if I pick the game up again, I'll probably use those and see what happens. But yeah, for right now, I'm got all the achievements, got all the endings, beat every boss. Yeah,
done it all.
Stopped on New Game Plus 3, I think, is where I finished up. So I did not like going through, what was it, the sewers again. I don't like the sewers that much, where you go fight Mog. Yeah.
But why did you need to do that again?
Well, I had to do it for the Frenzied Flame achievement on my second playthrough, so I did that.
Oh, because you did it on your first playthrough.
I did,
well.
Yeah.
Okay,
I did it after I beat the game. Yeah.
Actually, no, I did do it twice, as well.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, that area kind of sucks, especially when you get into that little pipe.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost, and then having to like platform down those freaking stones or whatever to down to the Frenzied Flame guy, whatever, is a pain. But yeah, I am. It's a masterpiece of a game. It is. It's pretty close to being like a perfect game without being a perfect game. I put it on like the tier of like Breath of the Wild and you know, I don't know what else. It's hard to compare it to something else, but on top of like just about perfect game is it's right up there.
I put it up there with Bloodborne and Breath of the Wild, but yeah, like there wasn't much that I didn't like about Elden Ring. I mean, there were like a few areas, like I think that town right before you get to Haligtree.
Yes, that town was awful. I hated that thing.
Sucks. I mean, oh my God, I posted that. Here we go, complaining about TikTok again. I posted that video and people were like, yeah, it should be easy. You just, pick your route and walk through.
Yeah, but
and like,
the first time you go through we're not talking about like the 8th time you go. I'm talking about the first time you go through. It sucks. And even the second time, because you forget.
I died more the second time than I did like the first playthrough, because the weapons that I had, like I had a strength build on my third playthrough. And I guess it just didn't do much damage to the archers. So they were just schooling me.
Yeah. And those archers do suck.
Yeah. And if you aggro them at all, like you can't climb any ladders because they pretty much two-shot you.
Yeah.
So that's what kept happening to me. And I was like, oh my God, like I just want to be done with this so I can go into the Haligtree and, do all that again. And finally I got through. And people were saying Haligtree is worse. I definitively disagree. I like that area.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you're on the tree itself, it's kind of like it could be a kind of a pain, especially with like that big like snowman looking guy that's shooting you with the bubbles. Like that part can be annoying, but I only died like one. Yeah, I only died like once or twice. It really wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, I did go through and fight Melania again.
Okay,
and I fought her with my double giant crushers. And the amount of stagger that you do with those it's ridiculous. Like you can just pretty much keep her staggered throughout the entire fight.
Yeah.
And yeah. I think that's one of my favorite fights, one of my favorite bosses from the game. Just because it's so like, it's such a Bloodborne or like such a Sekiro fight.
Yeah.
It's
fun. It's a fun fight.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, I found myself this week like just looking up a bunch of lore and stuff on Elden Ring. I was like, I gotta get my fix somehow. So
Yeah, I'm like thinking of how else I can play through it, because I went through with the Dex build with the Bloodhound thing. I went through the Mage build, went through the Strength build until the final boss, and then I just switched back to the old reliable.
Yeah,
that boss it sucks. You're right. You were right.
Yes, it was terrible.
It's a sucky boss.
I did feel proud of myself because the second time I fought the Elden Beast, it glitched and I just beat it. And then the third time, I think I beat it on my first try. So I felt really good about that. But yeah, that boss sucks because I was just like, I needed like 2 hits left, and I was like, man, just stay still. Like, why are you? Oh, you spend half the time just running around. But whatever. It's a bad final boss. They should have just ended it with Radagon or whatever.
They should have. I really think they should have, or just had like a second phase for him.
Yeah.
Maybe like where he's like, I don't know, more lightning, I guess. more holy damage, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's kind of funny that we've both played through it 3 times, both just got all achievements. Fate brought us here.
Yep.
To Elden Ring. I was thinking, in Elden Ring, it's kind of like real life. There's not a lot of guidance throughout the game. Sometimes people help you out. Sometimes you just figure things out on your own. You'll run into NPCs or to people, and sometimes you never see them again. Yeah, sometimes you'll see them further down your journey, and no matter what you do, you can't help them out of the situation they're in. So there's a lot of life lessons in Elden Ring that I think people should take to heart.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game. Yeah, definitely sad to be more or less done with it. I'm sure there'll be some updates and DLC and stuff. Some people were. I saw a video earlier of someone had hacked the game or whatever and went behind the Colosseum, behind like that giant pot man, whatever. And like apparently it's supposed to be like some sort of like NPC or like PvP fighting ring or something. So
cool.
So that'd be cool. That could be something that's unlocked in the future. But if they release any sort of DLC, I'm hopping day one on board for that.
Yeah, and historically they've had DLC for pretty much every game aside from Sekiro.
Yeah, Sekiro was the only one, I think.
It's kind of weird that one didn't get any. Maybe because it was Activision. Yeah, that published it, and they just published it. Yeah, weird.
I wonder why Bandai didn't publish that one. That is strange. I always forget that Activision published Sekiro.
Because Bandai's published every other one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, no, did PlayStation publish Bloodborne?
Oh, they published Bloodborne.
Yeah. Okay. But everything else has been Bandai. Yeah. So
Bandai lucked out getting Elden Ring.
Yes, they did. Yeah, they made a lot of money on that game.
Yeah.
Damn. Any final thoughts on good old Elden Ring? It's gonna be tough to beat it for Game of the Year.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah,
we're like, and I kind of feel this with Breath of the Wild too, as well. But I wish I could like erase my memory and go back and play through it again for the first time, not knowing anything. But
I could be maidenless one more time.
If I could be maidenless just one more time, just to get that feeling.
Yeah.
So anyone who's playing through it for the first time, just take your time, enjoy it, and just have fun with it. Just and cherish the moment.
Cherish the moment for sure.
Because every moment is fleeting. So make it count.
Yeah. But let's have you played anything else this week other than Kirby?
No. Let's jump into some Kirby. Kind of the opposite spectrum.
Yeah, exactly. It's the babiest of baby games. Nah. Mm-hmm. I've saw some people complain, but I'm like, dude, it's a Kirby game. Like, what?
It's not made.
It's never been. It's never been a challenging game. Anyways, picked up. It was funny because I didn't play Kirby on Friday, and I didn't play on. I actually just played on Sunday. But I had downloaded the demo for Kellen. He was playing through it, and he's like, Dad, are there more levels to this game other than the 3? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I have to get the game. And then he's like, I want the game. So I ended up buying it and let him play it first.
Okay.
And then on Sunday we sat down and played like probably about 2 hours of it, I think. I got past like the first like main boss and unlocked like the town. So I'm pretty
Nice.
I'm pretty early on. Nick, I'm sure you're a bit farther than I am, but yeah, so far I'm loving it, man. I love I love all the mouthful mode things you can get. It's pretty funny, all the stuff you can unlock, and yeah, just going through each level and just taking your time to find secrets. Like I really love those type of games. So it's a lot of fun, especially in co-op.
Yeah, it's delightful. It's just one of those like feel good games it's not too difficult. It's just pretty easygoing, and like you said, you can just hang out, explore. There's no timer. There's nothing keeping you from just exploring every nook and cranny of the level. And each level, like they're fairly long. Like probably 10 to 15 minutes for a level.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of different. That's pretty different from like Mario 3D World, where each level is about 3 to 5 minutes, something like that. So they are longer levels. I don't think there's as many as there were in 3D World.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Yeah, but the quality of them has been pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, and then they've got like the kind of the side, the challenges you can unlock that depend that have kind of a different difficulty depending on the stage, and those are really cool. Those have all been unique, and sometimes you just go through as Kirby and you start out with some sort of power, or you'll start out in like a the cone or something like that, or the car. So yeah, they've all been unique. It's really cool.
I love the car levels.
Yeah,
I love anything that has a car.
Yeah, the car is great. I have one gripe so far, and it's specifically with co-op. So
okay,
it's one of those. I think Nintendo games are kind of notorious for it, but for most of the like co-op games I've played with them, you always have to wait. And granted, this is just the impatience of my son. You have to wait until a certain point in the game to unlock co-op until you get like past like the first couple of stages, which is it's 20 minutes, but it was 20 minutes of I want to play or I can't play or so I had to wait for that. Again, that's a me thing, not necessarily the game's fault, because I understand as from a story from a gameplay story perspective, I get it. Mm-hmm. But also I kind of wish they could just allow a second Kirby, because the other person plays as the was it the Waddle Dee? Which is fine. They have like a cool spear and they can do like some neat moves, but you can't suck up. You don't have the powers, so that's kind. And he hasn't complained about that.
So he is Waddle Dee and you're Kirby.
He's Waddle Dee. He
surprising.
I was waiting for him to be like, oh, why can't I be Kirby? And I would just switch the controllers with him, but yeah, so that's kind of like I wish they would just allow a second Kirby. That way both players can have those abilities. But and then also like for the second player, they don't get their own camera, so it pretty much follows kind of like in Bowser's Fury, but not nearly as bad, because obviously that's kind of more of an open world, where this is just a level base and you kind of get some controls of the camera, but it still follows Kirby.
Okay.
And like if you get like 7 feet away from the Waddle Dee, it like warps them over to me.
Oh man.
So it's a little not super frustrating, but it's like, come on, like But
that's
I know without
how 3D World worked, right?
Yeah, and I know without it's not split screen. So if it was split screen, it would be a little bit different. But it is a shared screen. But so far, I mean, it hasn't been too bad. But
can you do online co-op?
I think you can. Yeah, I think there is online co-op. I think I'm not quite sure. But I've really liked it so far. It's a nice, it's refreshing from from getting constantly destroyed in Elden Ring. So, it's
my one gripe before I go into positives is the like Kirby's movement. It's like a little bit slow.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like jarring, like comparing it to a game like Mario where you can sprint and run a little bit faster. But yeah, Kirby just moves kind of slow. And especially when you're flying in the air, like to even descend, you have to spit out your air.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like an extra step just to get down back to the ground. But with that aside, and I understand like this is not a game that's specifically made for me and you. It's made for kids. Yeah. It's it's a very kid friendly game. It's easier difficulty, easier to understand, and you can't knock a game for that. You can't knock a game because you're not their core audience.
Yeah.
So with that aside, like I think it's a wonderful game. I think it's really fun. I've enjoyed all of the level variety. I'm kind of at like a desert-ish, kind of like ruins world right now, and that looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
And it's all been really pleasant. It's all been really nice. And I will say the side levels, the challenge levels, those are actually pretty difficult to get, or it's difficult to get the time, like the actual like set time.
Yeah, I was wondering if you, I mean, I know you get like extra coins, so that's kind of
I think like that's the really incentive.
Yeah, so I haven't been stressing too hard about getting the par or whatever it is. I've gotten it for a couple of them, but I probably won't go back. And I mean, unless I'm just itching to play more, but I probably won't go back and get the par for that. But
have you been trying to get all the Waddle Dees?
I have. It's been kind of difficult because there's been parts where I've tried to explore an area and Kellen will go ahead into the door and you can't ever go backwards for the most part. So there was a couple times where I'm like, no, I'm like, it's fine. I can always go back and clean it up myself. But yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it, man.
It's fun. It's a really pleasant time. I haven't been going through and getting all the Waddle Dees, but because I don't know, the levels are kind of long, so I don't really want to like play through it again just to get one more Waddle Dee. But if
that's
at the end of the game,
I get most of the stuff, so it's like one like side
one or
thing
two
that I miss.
Yeah. So like if by the time I finish, I really, really want to play more, I'll go back and try to clean up some of that stuff and maybe do some battles in the Coliseum that you unlock. But yeah, it's a great game. I think I'm like over halfway at this point.
Okay.
It's like relatively short, maybe probably long for a Kirby game, but overall relatively short.
Yeah, I've heard like 7 to 10, maybe 7 to 10 hours, which is fine.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
I did buy it physical in case I regretted my purchase.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to get Mario Golfed again,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because Nintendo has like a strict no return policy.
Mm-hmm.
I do quick want to mention, sorry for the audio only listeners, but I did finally get my super awesome grip in the Satisfy grip.
Sick.
This thing, man, is so cool. It's got like a stand right here. And like the back is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But this thing is incredible. And it's got like a really nice, like, it doesn't clip onto your Switch, which is nice because the other one I had, it like clips on and I was always afraid it would like scratch it. But it's got like these kind of just grips right here that it slides into, and they're like rubber, so it keeps it really, really tight. And then it came with like a case too, like a travel case, so you can have it in the grip in the travel case.
Oh, that's nice.
Which was super nice. Yeah, super, super excited to get that. I ordered that thing back into November and it finally came last week.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Well, it was on pre-order, and I think it got back ordered because they had some supply issues or something like that. So, but yeah, definitely worth it. Glad it came out when it did.
Does this make you want to play a first-person shooter on it?
I don't know.
Does it kind of give you that that edge?
I just want to play Metroid again.
Really?
Kind of, yeah.
You could do that in an afternoon.
Yeah, I could. Loving that grip. It feels really good. Any last thoughts on Kirby, Nick?
Not really. I'm sure we'll have a lot more to say next week, but
yeah, as we play.
It's a kind of a pleasant surprise. I mean, this is like one of those games that was announced like a couple of months ago and it's already out.
Yeah.
Or I guess it was announced in September. But yeah, pretty short release window, and now it's here.
Nintendo's been doing that a lot recently, where they'll announce something in April and it'll come out in August, and vice versa. Like it's they've got a really short turnaround time for a lot of their first party stuff here recently.
Yeah, because they did that with Metroid, right? And
Yeah.
Switch Sports.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff, actually. They don't really, aside from like their tentpole releases like Zelda and Pokemon, they really don't announce things early anymore.
No, not really. Yeah. But yeah, we'll talk about more about that next week. I'll probably finish it. We'll probably finish it by the time the next podcast airs. So that's cool.
All right, shall we get into some news?
Let's do it.
A little bit of news that there is.
Yeah, it's been really slow. But I mean, we've had so much Elden Ring talk that it hasn't felt like it's been slow. Yeah. But now that we're done, it's like, oh gosh, there's nothing to talk about now. You want to start off the first one?
Yeah. So kind of going back to Kirby, it had the franchise's best launch in the UK. So, I guess the launch period is like that weekend.
Yeah.
The first weekend it comes out, but the sales in that weekend were higher than any other Kirby game that's ever released. So it's pretty cool. And I think it's currently the 5th best-selling Kirby game in the UK.
Sweet.
So it had the best launch, sitting at 5th overall, and it'll probably end up becoming the highest-selling Kirby game. I don't know if these are official numbers, but I've been hearing that it sold about 2 million copies globally in the weekend, which is pretty good. I mean,
yeah, that's pretty good. Compare
that to like Star Allies, which I think sold 2.5 million, something like that.
For its lifespan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit higher. And then you think of games like Metroid Dread too, are just about to reach 3 million. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good for Kirby. I think it just showed so well. Like, it was definitely like, I think when it initially showed, people are like, oh my gosh, it's open world, which definitely not. But
yeah, and like kind of looking back, I don't know how well that would have kind of
I don't think it would have
translated to a Kirby game, just because Kirby's so slow.
Yeah.
It would have been tough just to get around. So I think the level base is a smarter decision. I think that works better. But yeah, it did show really well. It got a lot of people excited, and I feel like it's coming out at a good time, even though it launched like right next to 2 other bigger kind of big games with Ghostwire and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Why does Tiny Tina look kind of good though?
Dude, right?
I've been seeing like videos on like TikTok and stuff. I'm like,
I kind of want to play this, dude.
Yeah, I was like, I fell off Borderlands 2 super hard and didn't even touch 3. So, but this looks.
I was like listening to a review, and it's kind of they were talking about like the humor of the game and how it's like kind of like crude humor.
Yeah,
and I was like, damn, why does that sound kind of attractive right now? Like I could honestly go for that, some of that stupid Borderlands humor.
Yeah.
And I like Tiny Tina too. Like I don't know if you ever played like that DLC, the Assault on Dragon's Keep for Borderlands 2, but that was like one of my favorite DLCs.
Okay.
It was really good, and just like the narration of like Tiny Tina running this, tabletop game, and just like kind of flipping the script mid cutscene or something. And she's like, "Oh," and then he wore this, and then like just this person would like have like a top hat or something. So it's kind of like, yeah. I'm sure the full game is like that, where it's just like drop of a hat, something changes, or
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Even talking about it kind of get me excited. So that's Kirby. Kirby's doing well. And then next up, got a little bit of a Call of Duty rumor for Switch. Something we haven't really whispered in a long time, or ever. There's never been a rumor of Call of Duty for Switch.
I'm surprised it's not been on it yet. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, especially those older games. I mean, is it the original? Does it state rumor which one is it the 4?
I think it's 4. I think it's 4 remaster. I don't know if that's like if that's the version that came out a few years ago, or because they did remaster the first Modern Warfare, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it might be that.
But that's the one that came out with like, what was it? Call of Duty
Black Ops 4?
No, it was another. Oh, which one was it?
Was it? It wasn't Infinite Warfare.
No, I think it was like Call of Duty. I can't remember which one it was.
Wait, are you sure it wasn't Infinite Warfare?
It might have been Infinite Warfare. What? I don't even care that much to look it up. I think it was Infinite Warfare. Because I think that one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay.
I did not play much of Infinite Warfare, but I played lots of Modern Warfare Remastered.
Oh, so you bought Infinite Warfare and then to play. Okay. But they eventually released it standalone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It was single player only.
No, it had the multiplayer too.
Oh, did it have the multiplayer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was Modern Warfare 2 that didn't have the multiplayer, which was a freaking shame, man. I would pay $20, $40 to play that. Get in those lobbies again.
Oh, put my old Xbox Live headset on.
Get trash talked by a 8-year-old.
Oh man, so many
good
people
times.
just
It's good times.
This kind of came along with some other rumors of other Call of Duty remasters coming out as well, just to kind of bridge the gap between now and the next Call of Duty, which is they have one coming out this year, right? But they don't have one coming out in 2023. Is that the narrative?
I think it's this year that something's not coming out, right?
That they don't have one. God,
yeah.
Our Call of Duty knowledge is dwindling.
Which I think I'm pretty sure it's this year, and then next year is they're going to have another one come out.
Okay.
Which I think is good. I mean,
yeah, you're right.
They need to kind of chill out, and especially with all this stuff going on with Activision Blizzard. Anyways, I think it's time to cut back. So, yeah.
I don't know. There's kind of like mixed information, but
I mean, it would make sense. I mean, for it to not have been on here at all, I think at least putting the original or Modern Warfare on there, and then maybe put the other ones on there. I'm not quite sure.
Okay, so the one releasing this year is going to be the last one for a few years.
Oh, okay. Is it
because and it's rumored to be Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And then Treyarch's Call of Duty, which was supposed to release in 2023, is now going to come out later.
Okay, probably like
so it'll be
then.
Yeah, just a year.
Yeah, I mean,
like it's kind of, it doesn't really matter that much with Warzone. Like that's kind of its own beast now. It's an ongoing thing. They cycle out maps. Like it's really, I really don't think it's a big deal that they're missing a year with Warzone.
Like isn't Snoop Dogg in Modern Warfare now or something? Like
it's just something crazy like that. Yeah.
Although I kind of want to try Fortnite without the build in there, without the build
right. That's exactly what I hated about Fortnite. And now,
yeah, exactly. I like the gunplay. It's just the shitty building. Man, my personal opinion. Sorry. If you enjoy Fortnite.
I really enjoyed Fortnite for like a couple of months.
I did, yeah, until it got just. I mean, I was part of the zeitgeist for a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I got just tired of building pros.
The 360 building.
Yeah.
Is Kaylee still playing Fortnite?
No, she's grounded from Fortnite.
Oh,
so
no more Fortnite.
Yeah,
damn,
no more
sad.
Fortnite right now.
Sad.
Good old Fortnite. Right. You want to read the last one, Nick?
Yeah, kind of last on the list, and it's just a rumor. It's just a rumor, but there's apparently going to be some sort of announcement from PlayStation where they reveal their Project Spartacus, which is the Game Pass competitor. We don't necessarily know what this entails, whether it's like free games similar to Game Pass, or if it's extended demos and online play and stuff like that. Like we don't necessarily know what Spartacus is.
Yeah,
but it could be announced this week. Harrison, do you have any expectations? Is this something that you're excited for?
I mean, I think they'll probably have like third-party free games on there. I don't think there's any way we'll see like, Last of Us 2 or I mean, maybe it is. I don't know, but I don't think we'll see day one like first-party Sony games on there. Like, I don't think God of War is going to be on there day one.
They're too expensive.
It's too expensive, and there's no microtransactions, so it just doesn't make sense. But I'm sure maybe they'll phase in and out like, Last of Us 2, or they'll put Spider-Man on there for like a month or whatever the case is, or like you said, maybe give like an extended like 3 to 4 hour demo for God of War on there. Something like that. I don't think it's going to be library wise. I don't think it's going to be as big as Game. I mean, obviously, Game Pass has been around for a long time now, so they just have that library. But yeah, I don't think day one games are going to be on there.
Okay. So you don't think big first party day one PlayStation titles are coming to Spartacus?
Probably not. No.
So that's already a lot different.
Yeah.
Because the kind of the Xbox promise is that every first party title is coming straight to Game Pass.
Yeah.
And that's been a good thing for the consumer because games are essentially free. I mean, not sure what that means for the quality of the games that are coming out on Xbox now, but I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how PlayStation goes about this and then how Xbox responds to it, if they respond at all, because up until what could be this week, Game Pass hasn't really had any competitors. They haven't had to compete with anybody. All they've had to do is build up their Game Pass service.
Yeah.
And now they have to think about market share when it comes to kind of like a streaming-esque service like Game Pass. I mean, not streaming, but yeah, something to think about.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I don't think, or maybe it's just really expensive. Like maybe it's significantly more expensive a month to justify having them day one. But I don't think they'll be day one. I don't see that from Sony. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if whatever gets announced.
Do you think something like this, like a Game Pass equivalent, would make it easier for PlayStation to invest in smaller titles? Because like back in the PS4 era, PS3 era, they had a lot of smaller made from like Japan Studios games, like Gravity Rush.
I mean, they could acquire or just have more indie games on their service and have those like be like the main, bits of games on there, and then maybe every once in a while throw on like a first party game after a few months that it's been on the market, or do some sort of like extended demo or something like that.
Yeah.
Or just give a free game once in a while, who knows?
But that's like PlayStation Plus.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it'll be, and who knows, do they get rid of PlayStation Plus? Do they keep that? Like Xbox Live Gold is at this point, like just
kind of irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. And I feel the same way about PlayStation Plus, although I haven't been subscribed to that in 4 or 5 years. So I don't know the quality of those games really that go on there, but I would imagine it's probably not much better than what Xbox has.
Yeah,
I know it is
pretty
better,
decent,
but
I would say it's better because I'm subscribed now. But I mean, the coolest part about PlayStation Plus is the PlayStation Plus collection, which just has 20 games, 20 of like PlayStation 4's best games that you can play.
Yeah, it's super cool. I don't know. I don't think they'll have. Yeah, I just don't think they'll have the first party stuff on there like Xbox does.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they do. I don't know. That would be really cool if they did. I would definitely subscribe to it, for sure. But
my only worry now is if that's not the case, if they're only really putting out third party titles and maybe some older PlayStation titles on there that we'll start to get into an era where a game will exclusively be on Game Pass or it'll exclusively be on Spartacus. And that just like adds on another layer of like these exclusivities between Xbox and PlayStation, where it's like, why not just put the game on both? You know, like what are you gaining by putting, you know, the next Resident Evil on Spartacus versus Game Pass? Like, it's just going to become another headache for the consumer eventually.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it's gonna be tricky. I you know. Yeah.
It's gonna be tricky.
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky. I remember, you know, maybe they put on like, maybe they do like Nintendo's doing. They'll put like their older stuff, like PS1 games, PS2 games on there.
Please don't do that. Please, God,
for free.
don't do that.
You know.
Have you played the Mario Kart DLC? Or have you...
No, I have not. No, is it? Have you played it?
No.
I think I'm good with Mario Kart.
Oh wait, because you don't have like the pad, like the what is it called, the super plan or whatever it is.
The super plan, the upgrade, the expansion pack. No, I don't have that yet.
Okay. Are you gonna get it, do you think?
I think if they ever add Game Boy games and Game Boy Advance games, I think I'll definitely pick it up. Mm-hmm. But as of right now, I think I'm okay.
Yeah,
because I don't really have any plans on. Yeah, I'm not like Mario Kart. Like I enjoyed it for the time I played with it, but I think I'm okay with not playing that anymore. And new tracks don't really excite me. But glad they're there. I think it's cool that they just are like, no, Mario Kart 9, no, we're good. Here's Mario Kart 8.
Mario Kart Infinite.
Yeah, much. But yeah, I think when they put Game Boy games and Game Boy Color games and advanced games, I'll probably dive into it. But for now, I think I'm good.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, or GameCube games, something like that. I don't know,
dude. If they just put Game Boy Advance and GameCube,
yeah, it'd be awesome. Good. And they're like, we're raising the prices.
Raise the price to $90.
I don't think they can get away with raising the price again.
You don't think so?
I think they did it just to get it out of the way, and then they'll, you know, at E3 they're like, okay, Game Boy games are on here now or something like that. So,
oh God, stupid.
All right, that is the end of the news and also the end of the show. Guys, I did go up and set up the Discord. I'll have that in the podcast description. Again, if you guys want like a very like short segment on the show, to call in and ask any questions or bring up any topics for a couple of minutes, we would love to do something like that. So just join the Discord and we'll get that set up. If we get a few people that want to participate, we'll let you guys know on Twitter when we're going to do that. So just join the Discord, and that's all you got to do.
How do you join the Discord?
You just go, you follow the link. It'll be in the show notes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll have it in the show notes. It's also on our Twitter. Nick, where can they follow us on Twitter?
They can follow us at Gaming WT Bros on Twitter. Always tweeting super cool stuff on there, so go check us out.
Yeah.
We're right here on Twitch every Monday at 8:30 p.m. EST-ish. And you can find us here at Gaming with the Bros Cast. And then you can find us on TikTok at Gaming with the Bros Cast. Our Elden Ring content is dwindling.
It's dwindling, yeah.
But we'll move on to other games as they come out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just TikTok's been fun. It's been fun
ride.
Yeah, it's been a fun ride. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up the show, guys. We will see y'all next week.
Next Monday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.